What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And the last time I did an NFL prediction was back in like July. And that was before everything changed. I had the Bengals making it over the Ravens. The Steelers not making the playoffs because the Raiders were in. And the Colts were not in the playoffs because of the Texans. And then on the NFC side, I did not have the Bears in, and I also didn't have the football team in. But at the time, I don't want to get demonetized or canceled, so I won't say that name. But I did say it when they were, the team that they were. Okay, so here I'm going to be predicting who I will have making the playoffs or winning the Super Bowl. This is my playoff prediction. Um, I'm on a different team because after I do the predictions, I will have, I will sim the playoffs and see if my predictions are accurate according to Madden. So, yeah. So let's get into the predictions. We're gonna start off with the NFC side. Um, since this side is kind of not good, the AFC side has 11 win teams in the playoffs. Every team in the AFC has over 11 wins that made the playoffs, so yeah, here we go. So, first we got the Bears versus the Saints. Um, uh, so we got the Saints versus the Bears. Um, Nothing I can really say about this game, but with Michael Thomas going to be back, Drew Brees and Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara has corona, um, so he will be out for most likely the wild card. I don't care if I do get demonetized, but I'm not. I don't even get ads. So I've been on the other side, but you won't hear him.
Hi guys.
He uh he just said hi. Um
He just said subscribe to Sauce.
so Alvin Kamara has the Rona, and David Montgomery has been going off lately. Mitchell Trubisky has also been going off, but not too off. And the Bears are on a roll in a way, even though they lost last week, but they barely squeaked in with the Rams beating the Cardinals. But the Saints having Michael Thomas back, slant boy. Uh, so I'm thinking that the Saints will squeak out a victory, barely, barely though. I must predict the score being 28-24 around there or something. And then the Saints will have the Sunday at 7 p.m. Here we go with the Rams and the Seahawks. NFC West matchup. They split the series 1-1, so in the regular season. So, the Russell Wilson hasn't been doing that good lately. But I mean, he's kind of good in a way. He's still good. They also have Jamal Adams. The Seahawks defense is about an average. They're mediocre at the start of the season, but then their offense is like god tier during the first half. and then nearing the end of the second half of the season, it's the opposite in a way, except their defense is average and their offense is mediocre. So, yeah. I'm thinking that with John Wolford most likely going to get the start on the Rams, and after a 1-0 appearance, after beating the Cardinals 18-7, and he threw one interception for, and he also had 231 yards. Arizona did not have Kyler Murray either, so it was a battle of like practice squad players. But John Wolford did do pretty good, but I just think the Seahawks will squeak out a victory, and then they will have to most likely play. They will play the Saints in the divisional round. Alright, going on to the football team versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think they played during this season uh at all. So we don't have any backstory to them playing. So we're most likely going to have to find out in this week. But with Tom Brady playing like he's been playing, Mike Evans might be out for the playoffs. I still don't know. But um the football team has been on a roll. They are known. The NFC East is known to make a long run, especially as a terrible team. But I just think Tom Brady with Antonio Brown and Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones, I believe, are there. I just think that the Bucks will squeak it out to have them make the another run. So the Bucks will be playing the Packers and the Saints will be playing the Seahawks. And then let's go to the AFC wild card round. We got the Bills versus the Colts. Philip Rivers, I got nothing to say about him. He can be off one game. He can have the first half of the game he is amazing, and then the second half he's trash, or it's the opposite, or he just has a very amazing game overall. You never know what you get out of the Colts and Philip Rivers, but the Bills, there's just no chance that the Colts can come out with the victory unless Josh Allen does absolutely terrible or the Bills defense lets up a lot of points. So the Bills will move on to the divisional round and they will play either the Browns or the Steelers or the Titans or the Ravens. So the Browns versus the Steelers game. Um this is a pretty this was a pretty close game last week. Mason Rudolph was their starter for the Steelers, but I mean, with the Browns receivers having to having to miss week 16 against the Jets and they couldn't go to practice, I feel like they should be fine next week in the wild card. But Kevin Stefanski is out with COVID, uh, and I hate to go against the Browns in this one, but
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers beating the Browns with a very close game of 24-21 victory for the Steelers. I hear, and they will be playing the Bills in the divisional round. Okay, here we go. Titans versus the Ravens. The Ravens are 0-2 against the Titans in the last year, and the Titans have beaten the Ravens twice in over a year, or like in about every year or every time they played since they made the playoff run. Um, so I think the Titans, with how bad their defense is and how good Lamar is doing at the moment, it's going to be a very close game. Like, I'm talking, it's going to come down to a game winning field goal. I'm just going to go with my gut here and say that the Ravens will win barely, but it'll be 49-48 because the Titans will have gone for two to win the game. So, yeah, because the Ravens made a field goal and then the Titans tied up, and yeah, or whatever. So, here we go. We're going to do the AFC divisional round. So, we got the Ravens versus the Chiefs, and then we got the Steelers and the Bills for the AFC, and then we got the the Packers versus the Bucks and the Seahawks versus the Saints. Here we go. So for the Chiefs and Ravens game, I with the way Patrick Mahomes has been doing, he has gone off in a bad way for the last 3 games. He almost lost to the Falcons, and then he was benched because they clinched a bye week, and with that bye week he gets more rest, and then after week 17, and then he gets a bye week for the wild card, and then Lamar Jackson going on a hot streak right now. I feel like Lamar Jackson will have the upper hand here, but Patrick Mahomes might pull something out. Uh, but then I think it's going to be a game-winning interception for the Ravens to make the Ravens go to the AFC Championship after they beat the Chiefs. And yeah, so it's just the way Patrick Mahomes has been playing the last few games. It's just I would not trust him against a hot team like the Ravens or the Titans. Either way, I may would have picked the Titans over the Chiefs anyways, just the way Patrick Mahomes has just been playing lately. So, yeah. Okay, so the Steelers and the Bills game. The last time they played, the Bills absolutely demolished the Steelers. Uh I think the Steelers will come for revenge, but they're just not going to pull it out, so the Bills will win probably like they will have a comfortable win, but not too comfortable. It'll probably be like 42-28. That's my score prediction for that game, and the score prediction for the Chiefs and Ravens, it'll be close. It'll probably be 35-28. So, yeah, or 25-31 is my prediction for that game. Yeah, 25-31 to have it be a one possession game or one touchdown. Okay, so it would be it would be the Ravens and the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Okay, so the Packers versus the Bucks here. The way that Tom Brady has been playing, maybe Mike Evans coming back in this game or for this game. But Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones, but they also don't have David Bakhtiari anymore with the torn ACL. So that will probably hurt the Packers a bit. Maybe not a lot, but they it'll probably be a closer game than it would be than the Titans versus the Packers 2 weeks ago. Uh, I just think that the Bucks will maybe clutch out nearing the end. Tom Brady will probably have another comeback story, and it'll probably finish off 35 to 28. Okay, so now we got the Seahawks versus the Saints. Michael Thomas and probably Alvin Kamara coming back. There's just no way for DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to pull off a win. Russell Wilson to pull off a win. Especially the way how the Saints have been playing, but not really. But they did have a little miscue in the wild card against the Bears without Alvin Kamara, but they will most likely have Michael Thomas there 100%. Uh, and Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf haven't been doing that great. So I'm going to go with the Saints on this one, and they're gonna have a comfortable win, probably like um 35 to 24 maybe. Yeah. So we got in the NFC Championship, we got the Bucks versus the Saints. And for the AFC side, we got the Ravens and the Bills. I mean, the Bills have a pretty good run ahead of them, but I mean, they did just knock off the Steelers and they knocked off the Colts, who can be off and on, and the Steelers are off and on sometimes, but you never know. But I think the Bills and the Ravens, this will probably be top two for game of the year on the year, so yeah. I'm having the Bills on this one with the second game of the year, but it won't be the first because the Ravens and the Browns you cannot make that one up. So we have the Bills versus the Ravens. Very close game, but very high scoring. So I'm thinking around 47. Wait, 49 to about 48 because the Ravens will have gone for two to take the lead and win to make a playoff or a Super Bowl run. Probably not going to happen. Probably going to go into overtime and the Bills will win that. But the Bills will be in the Super Bowl. So here we got the Bucks versus the Saints. Bucks versus the Saints in the NFC Championship. Last two times the Saints and the Bucks played with Tom Brady on the Bucks, um they lost. First time it was close, and then the second time it was not even close. But I'm thinking that with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara back, I think the Saints will have the upper hand against Tom Brady and the Bucks, and the Saints will win to have it be the Bills versus the Saints in the Super Bowl. I mean, the NFC Championship game will probably be another comfortable lead uh for the Saints. It'll probably be 42 to 21 or so, maybe 24, but it's going to be a comfortable lead for the Saints. So here we go. Bills versus the Saints. Uh this is going to be a very amazing game, I will say. It'll probably be very high scoring based off the two teams' defenses. Uh, the Saints will probably pop off with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. But Josh Allen versus Drew Brees, old versus a like a new player, not really. Like 3 years in the league, right? Yeah, probably. I think. Don't fact check me on that. Don't fact check me on that for Josh Allen. But Drew Brees has already won a trophy previously. Uh, and he will be retiring after this year. So he will try and win a Super Bowl with him going out as a Hall of Famer and winning 2 Super Bowl rings. So I will have the Saints over the Bills in this one. I'm sorry, Bills Mafia, but Drew Brees and the Saints versus Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. It's going to be a very close game. Nonetheless, it's not going to be like the Rams versus Patriots. At least you don't have to say that you played in a Super Bowl and only scored based off of field goals. But the Saints will take the Super Bowl, and yeah, nothing else I can say besides the score predictions in this. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to say it's going to be a close game. It's going to be probably in the 20s for both teams, 24 to 28. Saints will win somewhat comfortably. So now it's time for the Madden simulation. Uh, I am on the Raiders, so I don't mess up anything too important. So here we go. Simming to next week to see who will make the divisional round. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The Titans and the Browns will face. The Titans and the Browns will face off against each other in the divisional round, and it's going to be the Chiefs versus the Colts after the Colts have a upset win against the Bills 35 to 21, and the Steelers will lose 34 to 22, and the Titans will win comfortably 24 to 6. On the NFC side, the Bears will beat the Saints 38 to 24, and the Seahawks will beat the Rams 24 to 14, and the Bucks will win by 10 with the score being 31-21. So, here we go. Let's go to see who makes it to the conference championship. Here we go. Conference championship time. And the Colts knock off the top 2 teams in the AFC, and the Browns will make it to the conference championship versus the Colts, as the Packers will knock off the Bears 38 to 31, and the Bucks will beat the Seahawks 24 to 21. So the conference championships for the AFC will be the Browns versus the Colts, and then the NFC side, it will be the Packers versus the Bucks. Let's see who makes the Super Bowl, as we will sim to the Super Bowl now. Let's see it. Okay, will be the Browns versus the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm fine with this. 23 to 21 in the conference championship, and then the Bucks versus the Packers, and the Bucks will win 44 to 38. And it's a Bucks versus Browns Super Bowl, 5th seed versus the number 6 seed. I mean, the Browns have been going off in Madden simulations lately, but there are multiple teams that will have simulations. But here we go. Let's sim the Super Bowl as we will watch, as we will see in 3, 2, 1. Let's see who wins the Super Bowl. Will it be the Browns or will it be the Bucks? And it's the Browns winning comfortably, 42-24. I can tell y'all one thing. I did not force any wins along the playoffs. Like, you can see this. They all say none. And then the divisional round, they all say none. And the conference championship, they all say none. And the Super Bowl, they say none. So I didn't touch the controller. Only I can touch the controller. I only touched the controller to simulate the week. So that will be the Madden predictions. The Browns beat the Buccaneers 42-24, and they will take home the Lombardi Trophy in a win over the Bucks. So that's the Madden simulations, and I have the Saints winning. Nice. See y'all guys in the next video. Peace.